Yeah, the protocol is that people ought not to be launching themselves in medical sort of third-party understanding of what's going on. Like when we've got his own account of how, quite a famous work actually, it's called London's Overthrow. Jonathan, what's interesting? So this exhibition is called Between Sleeping and Waking, and what we've done is taken the work of sleep researchers and they've developed a taxonomy of the dreams that are most commonly shared widely across society and across cultures as well. And then we've gone to our museum's rich collection of reserve artworks, and we've managed to find a picture that kind of illustrates every single one of those archetypes, as it were. And they went just to hoovering up work. So they had no personal connection with that at all. But she was well known as one of the strands that was now part of our collection. And they were interested not only in what he did was painted for his doctors scenes that tried to explain to them all of his preoccupations and difficulties, and in particular this picture called Nightmare is a composite of all the many nightmares that dogged him at the time.
Yeah, what is that room? Is that just a kind of like get out of the space room?
Sort of, but also we sleep for obvious reasons, and so we want to be inclusive in that way. This one is a really to the left of that, a really disturbing depiction of him imagining what it would be like if he had his father, with whom he had a difficult relationship, at his mercy, and he was bashing his brains out with a rock. Above here, you can see a bicycle here falling off a cliff, and a sort of a cliff path that gets increasingly narrower. So that reflects a nightmare in which this is precisely what happened. Also been established for about 5 years. There was nothing equivalent in Canada, so there's no way you could have afforded any kind. Lots of different compartments and little niches that allow a rat to go from. It's a collection of all his nightmares, all the ones he's ever had.
Okay.
And yeah.
Very different experiences. It's quite a nice representation of dreaming.
So you're obviously your cognition middle ground. I think most people have a lot of cognition, so to embrace the food at the front, but also that space where you grow, so all of the sheets and pillowcases is great.
There's an inextricable link between mental health and sleep, and mental health and dreams. And broadly, we need to sleep to stay mentally healthy and physically healthy. So sleep is absolutely crucial to allow us to regulate our emotions. When we go to sleep, we process our emotions. We see lots of brain activity in emotion areas, particularly one called the amygdala, which is about fear processing. And that makes sense, really, when we think about the kind of dreams that we remember. They tend to be quite anxiety focused. We may be chased commonly, or we're running away from something. We know quite a lot more about why we sleep and the effects of sleep on our health and our mental health than we do about our dreaming. And ultimately that's because we still don't know when someone's dreaming or not. The only way that we can understand that is by asking them to remember a dream. And our memory for dreams is rubbish. You know, there are lots of factors that get in the way of being able to recall a dream. Tiredness is an obvious one. Stress, even things like being female means you're more likely to remember your dreams than being male. We don't know why.
These are visions in the sense of preoccupying up, but not being fully awake. And sometimes waking up.
I mean, this is the reason it's about diagnosis.
Yes.
The other guy, quite a fine line between individual or just think it's crazy and probably having quite healthy and normal processes. There are different meanings to that.
Or we're going to apply human urine to the hands. Then we're going to to anxiety. I was doing that. It's the invention that it's not our way of anything we say.
So this artwork is about insomnia and the kind of weird state that we occupy in the middle of the night. So it's made from duvets and pillowcases and bedding, and it's all written over with those kind of anxious kind of thoughts that we have, the irrational kind of weirdness that insomnia really generates. And a lot of my work embodies uncomfortable, intangible feelings.
Overstate, but to some degree there is there's some this work here is really, again, it's a waking year or late last year. She was in the OCD. She was highly engaged politically, or husband was a journalist in Brussels. But
What I hope people get from this piece of work is that they're not alone in what they're feeling. Because I think it's a universal kind of truth that everybody has experienced insomnia in some way. And I like that kind of link that we all have as human beings, whether you're very little or much older.